Yo, we are live and direct. New week, new profits, y'all. Let's get it started. All right, y'all know this is a trading system I use to help alleviate emotional trading, and we gonna trade like professionals and businessmen, right? So we started this account with 2,000 last week, and last week total's P&L was 678. 100% win rate. We won. We took 4 trades and won all of them. Our average execution score was 17 out of 25, which is good. And the rule compliance, I have to fix this. So let's go through the system. Pre-market checklist. Enter your date. Today's the 12th. News review. Let's go ahead and look at this news real quick, y'all. January 12th is not showing anything. Higher time frame buys identified. All right, let's take a look at gold and then NQ. All right, this is the daily time frame. So just like last week, we are technically in an uptrend. Oh, it's the 4-hour, my fault. We are technically in an uptrend, but as you can see, the market is starting to go sideways versus vertical up or down direction. So we're kind of stuck here right now. This was last week's trading. We did get bullish momentum, but it didn't break this previous lower high right here. So we're kind of, to me, we're kind of in this little box area. I know we did mark off this gap last week, gap in price. We can do that again. Change that. So price got up here 1, 2, 3 times and failed to break this gap in price and or this high. If I'm down on a 4-hour time frame, this is NAS. I thought this was gold. So this is NAS, my fault. NQ, my fault. Let's see what we got. Let's turn off this New York session. So this was our last predominant high. Price broke on the 4-hour. And I use green for my 4-hour markup. So broke here, came back down, correction. So we got the indication, correction, and then correction and then continuation, but it failed to break this last previous high. And then we go to the 1-hour. Our last indication basically was here. Price broke. I use orange for the 1-hour. So price broke. I think we did get on this trade Friday. Oh no, we didn't. We took gold, but made the indication. Now we're in the correction mode. So we'll see what happens today if we want to continue to try to push through these 2 highs, or if price wants to take a dive. So like I said, it's still kind of sideways for me, but because we did make a new indication past this high. So, but overall trend is uptrend on NQ. So if we go back to our chart here, pre-market checklist. Let me look at gold real quick before we did mark up kilos, right? Higher time frame bias identified, yes, on NQ. But we're gonna look at gold too, so hold on. See which one looks a little bit better. So gold, let's hop on the daily. All right, gold. Daily we made, so last week was a pretty bullish week. And today and over Sunday night and today, gold made a push. So we now have a new indication on the daily. Price is going up. I like to see that on the daily. The last 4-hour high was here, and then that's the higher low, and then it made an indication, so we can mark this up. 4-hour, we use green. So we got upwards movement, clear upwards movement. And then in the 1-hour, price make this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then higher high. So we did make indication here on the 1-hour. 1-hour use orange. And I'll just use the average. Normally I use the bodies, but if there's wicks, I use the average of the wick. And so now we're looking for a correction. So to me, we will be focusing on gold because NQ is just not giving, it's not giving good information. Although we made this break here, it come back, it didn't make any new highs. So we're gonna hold up and wait on that and focus on gold. All right, so key levels marked up, we just did that. Liquidity zones identified. So for gold, we're in no man's land. Like this is the highest high, this is the all-time high. So we don't really have a target other than maybe setting the 1 to 2. We do have this gap here as far as Monday opening or the new week opening gap right here. So we can note that as far as the target or liquidity zone, make that blue. Price may want to come back down and visit that area. Other than that, the only target, if this is retraces, then we have is here, this high and beyond. Liquidity zones identified, yes. New York session context clear, yes, because we do know we're in an uptrend on all time frames. Seem to correlate. Risk defined, we have our risk defined here. I'm risking 10% or whatever the count is at right now. And then my emotional state, I'm chilling, y'all. I'm chilling. I'm not anxious. I'm not mad. I'm not overly happy. I'm chilling. So we get a go for this one because everything checks out. Now we can go to our strategy entry checklist. Again, today's the 12th. We are looking for buys on gold. Did price make a clear indication on the 1-hour time frame in the direction of the higher time frame? So if we go back to the charts, we do see that price made an indication on the 1-hour time frame in the direction of the higher time frame, right? 4 hours going up, the daily is going up, the 4 hour is going up, and the 1 hour is going up. So we have to wait and see what market open gives us. Is it gonna drop down all the way here and then go up? We have to wait. But we're looking for whatever our next will tell us. Did price make a correction back to the original indication? Yes, it is making a correction back to this original indication. Because it broke structure to the upside, indicating that it has a possibility to go up again and further, right? X rule, mark that as a yes. Did price make a breaker structure on the 5-minute or 15-minute time frame in the direction of the higher time frame bias? So that's what we're pretty much waiting on, that third rule. Now down on the 15, we can see price correcting. So ideally we want it to correct below and then start to break structure. We want it to start to break structure above. So we can aim for this high and higher. So now we wait until market opens. We wait for this rule to apply, and then we can go on from there. So what we can do is set our buy tool. We are now at 2,600 and risking 10%. So change that. So that's all set up. Whenever we do, if we do decide to take a buy, that's ready for us. So our risk will be defined. So we did get a push Sunday opening all the way up. And then we got another push during London session up to 4620. 4620. And then we're making note of this gap in price just in case price wants to retrace down. If it does retrace down, then we're not looking for sales. We are continuing looking for buys until a higher time frame, such as the 4-hour and daily, tells us otherwise. Period. That's it. And we follow our system. We follow our system when we're at rule number 3, or we're waiting for rule number 3. And that's it. And then once all of our rules pass, it's going to let us know high probability allowed to trade, yes or no. And then we can look back at NQ real quick. Yeah, so NQ is back in. I mean, technically, if you're trading on the 4-hour, kind of already made its move here. I remember seeing that Friday. Friday we had, what did we have? Friday, what did we go off of Friday? Oh, we were waiting for it to break, yeah. We were waiting for it to break that last high. It finally broke it during New York session. Went back above and then came back down, looking like it was gonna broke structure to the downside, created a lower high and a lower low, and then went down, faking out people, but thinking it was a sell, but the higher time frame still is bullish, so you shouldn't have got faked out on that. Then price comes up around 10-ish, breaks this structure, giving the real direction. So we got to break a structure here, break it at indication, come back, we created a higher high, we created a higher low. Entry could have been here if we were trading it and caught it for, caught it for a couple, a slight 1-to-1 or 1.5. You kept your stop tight. Kept your stop tight. Could have had a 1 or 2. If you would have held on. But this is Friday, so Fridays I'm always out by noon. I ain't trying to see what it's gonna do, because if you would have stayed in, you would have stopped out. So price did go up, comes back down beneath below the 4-hour indication and the 1-hour indication. So it could potentially get some buying power because it is technically breaking structure down here. Five-minute, boom, boom, boom. Just making these little structures, but I wanted to see it to break this high. It didn't break that high yet. So we'll just count this as equal high. And we wanted to see it break it, come back, and then go up. But unfortunately, I'm not focused on NQ today. Because to me, it is still in this little range. I really want to see it break out here or break out below this higher low right here, or break out below this lower high right here. Whereas gold, you do have that break on the daily. 4-hour time frame. This was the last high, higher low, higher high. So we got the indication on the 4-hour. And then we have these price going up here. All right, we want to see it come down, pop up even further. So we wait. Market opens in 7 minutes. Charge my phone, man. I forgot to charge it overnight. Trying to tell y'all, right? This system works. Win, lose, or draw. You're trying to program yourself to be more operational, follow rules, and not have so much emotions involved. Because an emotional trader is a non-profitable trader, basically, from my experience. If you got your emotions in check and you have rules and structures and a system in place, last week was a good representation of that. I decided to create this because I was struggling following my rules, struggling to have someone hold me accountable, and at the end of the day, I have to hold myself accountable. So I created a system where you can do so. But go back to these charts. See what it gives us today. Now today's Monday, so we have a lot of room to work. You know, it's only Monday, so we don't need to force anything. If the setup isn't clear, then you don't need to rush or hesitate or anything like that. And then rest of the week we got CPI tomorrow, unemployment change. So this is big news at 8:30. Wednesday, PPI. Not too big of news. And Thursday, we got unemployment claims, so on and so forth. So everything is after or before 9:30 market open. So we should be safe for the week. The price looking like it want to dip back down. Going up. down. And we want to see, this hold. This doesn't hold this support right here, and then definitely not interested. If it starts breaking structure above indication, we can look to get at least a 1-to-1. That's a 15-minute low. We want to keep an eye on this area here. See how if price respects it or not. And again, we're only looking for buys because we're in a buyer's market. 2 minutes. This will be our indication, one swoop, and this will be our correction. And we are in no man's land because this is the new highest high, so I'm not too antsy on taking a trade. And it's Monday, and we're at an all-time high. So I kind of just want to watch because it just did all this Sunday opening and then London opening. So let's give it some room to breathe. See what we do. See what we do. 4 hour. So we got this swing. Then we got a retracement. Then we got this swing. Equal swings with the same amount of distance. So we could go up a little bit. Nothing to the left. Nothing to the left. So we gonna wait. I actually would like to see price come back down here in this area. That way, the indication on the daily, we got that correction. The indication on the 4 hour, we get that correction. Versus being at the top here waiting on a correction for a small gain. As you can see, you got to push, correction, push, oops. That didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Push, correction, push. I'm looking for that correction. So we can get that continuation. Plus on the 15 here, Market open, y'all. So technically, it's a back above indication. We got the breaker structure, creating that higher high. But that breaker structure is the indication. I don't want that breaker structure to be the indication. I want that breaker structure to be a part of that after that correction, then breaker structure. So I'm really just gonna sit on my hands. But technically, this will be the higher low. Higher high. That's higher low. So we got all this structure for the indication, right? We have just a drop for the correction. So there's no structure coming down. That's what I want to see. Then I want to see break, But this just gives me indication, one quick swoop correction. There's no structure. For real. And we're at an all-time high. So you want to see it how it plays out. See it how it plays out. And then what do I wonder if it would show it on here. I wonder if it would show it on here. Yeah. So just to give you an example, let's see if it'll show it on here. So here's our 7. We took 3 trades. I thought we took 4. Maybe I didn't document. Oh, I didn't document 5. Oh, wait, there it goes. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna let us show it on here. Dang. If it does, that'd be cool. Let's start here. Oops. Yeah, so Monday, this was the setup, screen capture. See, we had that indication, we had that correction, and then after the correction, you start seeing structure being broken here, right? And so we entered around here, indication, correction. This is in Q, but we can just utilize it as well. You start to see structure break right here. Boom. Creating that higher high, that higher low, entry there. This was Tuesday. Again, correction. Now we start to see structure break. Boom, boom. Structure break during the New York session, New York open. Creating that higher high, higher low. Boom. Add a second opportunity. Higher high, higher low. Boom. This is NQ. We can trade that. These are previous ones. This is Wednesday the 7th, 26. Again, correction. Now we're starting to see structure break. There's a structure break right here. Boom. Traces. Breaks this high. Boom. Traces. Creating that higher low again. In there. And then let's look. Didn't have Friday. Friday right here. So we had a break. This is part of the correction. I didn't get all the screen in there. Then we got a break of structure. Boom. Creating a higher high. Then we create a higher low. This is market open. We got another break. Creating a higher high. Then a higher low. Another entry. Boom. That's what we want to see. Clear structure. I hope that showed on this live because I never used it. So let's see. So if you wanted to count, okay, broke here, and this was our correction, and then a break structure. I guess you could have, but to me, this is not a clear indication. It's an equal high to me. Here's a clear indication. So that's why I'm not too strong on entering right now. Got to be able to use discernment too. Like, even though I have rules in place, this is my clear, for me, this is all one indication. This is this, creating this new high, and this is this, creating this new high. Now I'm looking for a proper correction. So let's just say it was like, okay, I'm going to use that as my breaker structure. Just created my higher high. At an all-time high. And then this created my higher low. And then you entered here, which will be a solid entry because it is above the original indication, meaning buyers have more control here, as you can see. Above here, buyers have more control. Put your stop there. Maybe let's say we're aiming just for 1-1. Stop below here, this low. Could have got a little something maybe. Could have got a little something maybe. The market just opened, so let's wait to see. See what it do. It's Monday. And it doesn't look like our winning trades, right? This doesn't look like our winning trades. This is an indication. We just got to drop back down to the original indication. There's no structure for me here, for real, for real. This is still all one structure to me. Need to see some type of structure going down and then breaking structure going up. And this is a minor higher low and a minor high, but this is all one swing. We're gonna see what they do. It's Monday, so if it does decide to go up without us, so be it. We want to see what works. We want to follow our strategy here. Did price make a correction back to original indication? Yes, it did, but we have no structure along with that, so ain't nothing wrong with sitting on your hands, y'all. Preserve your capital. Let's see what NQ is doing. Whoa, my goodness. Whoa, my goodness. Was this the better trade? For real? Probably, we got that indication. Correction. Probably was the better trade, huh, y'all? See, that's what I wanted to see. Structure coming down. Now we getting correction. So it did end up breaking this high. Oops, that's not what I want to use. Did end up breaking this high. Actually broke it here. Came back down. Boom. Market open. Took off. Took off. So now we want to see if you missed that, will it come back down? Give it some more structure, create a higher low above this and continue up. No, y'all. And Q is looking a little juicier. But then again, still sideways. We got these highs that price didn't want to go beyond, and we got this low that is holding support right now. I would much rather want to have this side broken on the 1 hour and then start to look for buys. Because look, we're getting wicks down, but still just in between this high and in between this low. So prices in between. So I need to see it jump out of this little cone we got here. Got some little cone. Bow. Bow. Sideways. Sideways. So don't get psyched out by this little movement here. It happened at market open anyway, so broke, create a higher low. Wait. Yeah, I wouldn't have caught that anyway. The market open and just said, "Pump." That's in Q, y'all. I wouldn't. I would just hold out. Hold out. Hold out. Hold out. Hold out. And we got gold over here. Create a higher low. Create a high and create a higher low. Now it's creating a lower high. See this thing still going. Yeah, we are still live in the red, baby. Still live in the red. It's the waiting game, waiting for more information. Let's see if even if price does break this high, we're gonna wait. This is all-time high. We will definitely wait. Let's see what NQ still going up. Okay. Okay, still going, still pushing. There you go. And then we will target those highs. So let's see if it breaks those highs. I want this to be the new indication. Then we can start looking for buys. Right now, it's stuck in its created this high, failed to break it, came back down, failed to break the low, but created a higher low. And so it should break to the upside. Let's get that break to the upside. On 15, boom, boom. Kind of broke here, but didn't. So this would have left me anyway, unless I decided to enter right back above the indication, which could have. because it broke structure. It would have entered here. Stop below that low. Target that high. Go. See what gold doing, y'all. Even if we didn't use the bodies and we use this wick, got the indication one candle. So really this will be the correction. And we, again, there's no structure really, so we wait. But gold is moving up. And Q is moving up. Let's see if he wants to break these highs or is just going to stay sideways. It's gonna stay sideways, so we gonna break out. And we gonna break out or not. And kind of chilling. Let me turn on this heel. Let's set an alarm up here. Breaks these highs. Now that. Keep it now that. Keep it now. Go. Much or nothing. Not too fast. Oh. Cold out here in the A, y'all. Cold out here in the A. Still rolling? Yeah. Still rolling. Still rolling. Price is hesitating to go up right now. what the 15 looks like. NQ might break the minds, y'all. It might break those highs. Dang, I prejudged NQ. Prejudged NQ. Communication, correction, 15, slightly breaks there, but on the 5, we breaking all kinds. Held this low pretty much. As soon as it broke that high, I could have entered. Good gap price right there. And it just hit. Mm-hmm. 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 Let it go. Cause this is what I focused on. This is what I focused on. This is what I focused on. $10. Price on the 5-minute. It's not doing much. NQ took off without us. But if it fails to break this high by noon, then I don't think it's gonna go up today at least. All right, let's look at our homie Euro USD. Not looking for a trade, just to look and see what it's doing. Been a while. So Euro on the daily, I mean, it's going up. Made a higher high, but it broke this low right here. Broke that low. So now we have the daily indication. Now looking at a correction. Go to the 4-hour. See the 4-hour. It's off. Indication, correction, indication, corrections for the 4-hour. Here. Got the indication on the 4-hour. In the correction mode right now. Then on the 1-hour. 1-hour is going up. So we want to see a breaker structure on the 1-hour. Because right now it's just correcting. Boom, 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 boom. Failed to make a new high. So we want to wait. So you come back across here, or we see a breaker structure on the 1-hour for sure. Indication on the daily or I don't need that indication on the 1 hour. Downward. That's Euro USD. Ain't too much going on there. Yeah. Right now we're showing down on daily, so you wouldn't want to have taken a buy. At the NQ. Ooh, we did a nice strong candle. Waiting for a break. Gold. Gold look like it might pop out. Create a new high. Slow mo Monday, slow mo. But I like today because it gave us something different than what we're used to seeing as far as when we win. You got that indication, and it kind of just drops down and then pops up. So it's not giving us that what we're used to seeing as far as our wins. So we sit on our hands, just like NQ. NQ was a little bit different. I mean, technically it broke here. This was our last. And sometimes you can use the line chart too, y'all. To help you see these higher highs and higher lows. Like all this is in between, you clearly see. That high, that low. He's doing all this little stuff in between. Finally made a new high. They corrected back, higher low. So entry could have been here. Could have caught that on up a little bit, but it's Monday. No need to chase. No need to chase price, y'all. I don't like entering anyway when market opens because that candle could have did anything. Went up, little gap right here in price. Went and tapped into that. That was Sunday opening. Sunday opening gap. Went back up into it. Looking like a no trade day, y'all. Looking like a no trade day. All right, price looking like I want to break that high. Break that high. Damn, boy, we is at an all-time high. We go again. Whew. September and October was rocking with vibes. All right, so it's looking like it might make a new high. Again, here's my indication. Here's my correction. There wasn't any structure breaking on my correction. It was just one swoop made the indication and one swoop made the correction. Yeah, I need to see structure on these lower time frames. Go. I don't know why I used to be so scared to go. Like, all of that showed me since I started looking at it in December up until now. I used to think it was very volatile. Not as volatile when it does decide to go, but as far as like NQ did today, I haven't seen that go. Like NQ popped out. I haven't seen gold do that for and what Friday. Didn't really do that Friday. Slowly went, slowly. Maybe this, but what's up, man? You gonna make a new high or what? Not gonna lie, y'all. It's looking like a no trade day, for real. this is not what I want to see. 10 o'clock. NQ, pretty much past that. NQ still, I said it's still, regardless of how you see it, it's still kind of in this range. It made a high, it made a low on the 4 hour, right? It's your last high. Well, this is your last high, but it's equal. This is your last low. So it didn't break the high and it didn't break the low. So we're kind of in between things. We're in between things. In between things. I did consider that. Yeah. No shoulda, woulda, coulda. No shoulda, woulda, coulda, y'all. It is what it is. All right, a lot of momentum during market open. Still no breakout highs. A little momentum during market open. Still didn't break that 845 high yet. Getting close. Getting close. This is not a higher high. This is a higher low. This is not a higher high because it's not higher than that one. This is a higher high. This is a higher low. But to be honest, I want to see it retrace further. Especially if it's not going to give us a new indication. Like say this is the high. I need to see a clear indication. Not just a little bit. I need to see a clear indication. Clearly. This one did a indication and then it tapped down. How are you that close and you didn't break the high yet? Come on, man. Probably give it to about 10:30 to see if anything special happens, but it's looking like a no trade day. As far as looking at gold, it did make an indication. It did make a correction. The price didn't make that breaker structure that I wanted to see. We're going to say no right now. This gives you that low probability. And then we're going to say no for this right now because it didn't give us that breaker structure, so we don't even have that. So it's going to be a no trade for gold for sure, and then NQ no trade because we're still kind of in a zone. unless you got in on this one. That happened right during market open, so it kind of just took off. Now, if it would have came back down and went up, that would have been a potential buy. That would have matched our rules. But no. So we gotta learn how to have patience and sit on our hands when we don't have enough information. Like here you have a higher low, clear indication, right? We got a little bit of retracement, small indication. I'm thinking this week, if price doesn't continue up, a stronger indication that it might retrace. It might give us something later on in the week to catch up. That's what I would like to see. As far as NQ, again, I want to see these break before I even make any decisions now. Because that was the high created on Wednesday, and it didn't break last week high, so still zoning out, baby. We still zoning out. We still zoning out. How you didn't make that new high? It look like on a 4 hour. You see how this happened here? After this push, you got this push, retrace. Oh, I ran around too. Got this push, retracement, push. I want to see that same retracement. Then on up. If we get that, that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome because not only will it be the correction on the 4 hour, it will be the correction on the daily. For the simple fact, it's hesitating to take out that high from 8 a.m. Or this could be the lethargic way that gold moves. Right now, I'm not seeing any. Like here, it goes up. That's Sunday. Something to look at. Still live? Yes, indeed. 10:30, I'm hop off, dog. Hopping off at 10:30. Oh, this is no trade day. Save, preserve our capital. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Take my vitamin C's. It's wintertime. You guys doing them sucks. I ain't trying to get sick. No. Great week last week, though. Had some clean setups last week. Some clean setups. This ain't clean. This ain't clean. And Q just wanted to take off. It got momentum though. I think it might break the highs today. Technically, if I follow the rules, or if we were to follow our rules, and then make a higher high, and then make a higher low. So technically, we're above the indication. Could have gotten in there. One, two, just above that. Get rid of this. Got another break. But I like to see this below or just above the original indication. That's why I like to see the breaking structures. Not way above it, close to this high, giving you, limited amount or reducing your target area versus if it was the break happened down here, we enter down here, we would have more room to even touch the high. Reducing our risk and increasing our reward area. But technically, this is the new break. Yeah, new high and low. And you could enter back on the break above this. Indication. Stop. So you get your 1 to 1. And then 1 to 2 is like here. And then remember, we're risking 10% on a $2,600 account, so that's why it's showing you 2340 wherever you put your stop is, and then you would adjust your quantity size so you can keep that same risk no matter where you put your stop. So if you're trading in Q, that would be your risk amount. Risking about 260. And then your quantity, you enter a 4. And then if you're targeting that 1, 2, your account will be at that. Or our account will be at 3,120. But I decided not to take this trade today. I would rather decide not to take a trade than to force a trade. All right. We'll see if that plays out. Gold finally broke. On 9:30. What's this candle right here? All that time just to get we'll see if this plays out. So it breaks it, but it doesn't break it with authority. Just wicks it. 10.27. At this point, I'm not even looking for a trade, y'all. I'm just looking to see what it does. What price actually does on NQ, because I do want to see it break these equal highs over here. This is hypothetical. Mm. All right, steam is running out on NQ, but it's still trying to move up. So just broke the high that was created at 8:55. An all-time high. NQ. What could we look to see go for? That's a big 4-hour candle though. I ain't gonna lie. These highs look crazy. Look on down. Let's see. I need to see some clear direction. The 2-hour. So yeah, 2-hour indication. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Slow motion. 10:45. Ah. All right, I think that is it for me. Let me see what NQ's gonna do for about 5 more minutes. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Let's see, will it respect that support? There you go, make it a little push. Not interested though, because my setup wasn't there. Didn't follow my rules. All right, I think I'm gonna hop off, y'all, because price didn't apply to our rules, so it's a no trade day, and that is okay. We'll catch back up and see what this does tomorrow. Till then, peace out, y'all.